Today is day 5. This is what the white sourdough starter looks like on day 5. So there's not a lot of fermentation, but as you can see, there was plenty of fermentation on the first 4 days, which is the sourdough starter needs 4 days to gain enough acidity for the microorganisms necessary that you want to start growing. So from this point on, it should begin to pick up, and we should start seeing more of the correct fermentation. In the first 4 days, you get really happy and you're going, oh yes, look at all those nice bubbles. But really it's the microorganisms fighting out with each other to gain dominance. And it's not until the starter becomes acidic enough, which happens after day 4, that the correct organisms establish themselves. Here is our hybrid starter. This is the mixture of white and whole wheat. There's not much going on there either. Now this is the whole wheat starter that we did with pineapple juice, and we put the pineapple juice in to make it acidic from day 1. This particular starter lagged behind the other two and showed no fermentation. However, today is day 5 and it had the acid to begin with, and it is looking absolutely wonderful. So you can see the pineapple juice with the acidity might not have looked that great the first 4 days, but now when the other ones are starting to lag, this one's doing great. I will stir the liquid in so that it has the same hydration. And I will discard half of each one. I'll start with the white starter. I'll just discard approximately half. I think I did a little more than half there. But it's not that critical. It just isn't that critical. And I will add 40 grams of white flour and 40 grams of water. A little too much. Okay, this white starter will be put back into its 70-degree environment in my proofer. Now I will feed this hybrid starter 20 grams of white flour. Well, let me pour out about half first. We'll do 20 grams of white flour. A little too much. 20 grams of whole wheat flour, which will bring it up to 40 grams of flour. And 40 grams of water. Nope, too much. enough. There we go. The texture of a 100% starter when it's not completely whole grain will absorb more of the liquid. But this is half white and half wheat, so it's kind of like a thick pancake batter. And in the white starter, it's pretty similar. That's a 100% hydration starter. After it ferments, it will thin more. As the gluten gets eaten and broken down by the enzymes, it will get thinner and thinner and become more gluey. Now we have this is also 100%, but it's whole grain, so it will absorb a lot more liquid. So I'll discard about half of this. And I will add, I no longer need to use the pineapple juice because the pineapple juice is only used up through day 4. Today's day 5. So I will add the 40 grams of flour. Did that perfectly. And the 40 grams of water. Now, if you would like to jump start the white starter or the hybrid starter, if you want to make a starter consisting of, and this is what I would recommend to start with, half white and half whole wheat or rye. Rye is even better for starting fermentation than whole wheat. This is what I would recommend anyway for beginning your own starter. Have some whole grain in there, some white, and if you want to jump start it, use the pineapple juice. You can also use apple cider, any juice that is acidic but not overly acidic. You don't want to use vinegar, that's too acid. So you can, well, maybe some diluted vinegar would be okay, a little bit of vinegar and some water. But you can really see how the pineapple juice allowed the acid-loving bacteria, the lactic acid bacteria, which is acid-loving, you can see how it encouraged that particular bacteria, and it had a chance by day 5 to go ahead and take over. Whereas with these two starters, they're just basically starting now. They've got the right environment for the acid-loving bacteria, and they should take off. This starter was jump-started with the pineapple juice. I'll be back in 24 hours and we will see how it goes on day 6.